So we got another fight announcement that didn't get too much exposure for UFC 323. Another fight added to this amazing pay-per-view, the last pay-per-view of the year. Brandon Moreno versus Tatsuro Taira. This card is looking very stacked. The only issue I really have with like this fight is I would much rather have this fight for a main event for like the Apex, because we're literally getting Gabriel Bonfim versus Randy Brown and David Onama versus Steve Garcia. Like, these fights are good, but they're not main event worthy. Like, Brandon Moreno versus Tatsuro Taira, I would much rather have that take that place, and David Onama versus Steve Garcia, one of those two fights, take place for this fight, because it is looking very stacked for UFC 323, but a little bit too stacked. And the thing is, not stacked as in like, let's say, name worthy. Like, these are not like huge stars. They're good matchups, exciting fights, but they're not like, I don't think it's worth it having a Apex event with like this very, very low name, very low star power main event, and have these guys that aren't stars as well, but they're much more exciting fights for like the lower, like in the like in the prelims. I was going to say early prelims, in the prelims of a pay-per-view. So I don't know, I would much rather switch them. Like I said, it's not, I mean, I don't, like, we can't really hate it. We're gonna be having an amazing last pay-per-view of the year, but I much rather have David Onama, Steve Garcia, or Gabriel Bonfim, Randy Brown for like the early, like the prelims, and have this as the main event for a pay-per-view. I mean, for a Fight Night pay-per-view. But yeah, Flyweight is looking in a weird spot. Pantoja versus Van is the title fight for this division. That one's happening for the UFC 223 as well. However that goes dictates how the division's matchmaking is gonna be next. Because of Pantoja wins, he already fought like basically almost everybody like that's close to a title shot. And when Pantoja wins, he only fought like 3 guys in the rankings. He fought Charles Johnson, who he got brutally KO'd by. He fought Bruno Silva, and then he fought Brandon Moreno. Brandon Moreno was the number 1 title contender when he fought him, so that's a really good win, even though he only has 3 ranked wins, or 2 ranked wins, 1 ranked loss. Well, was Charles Johnson ranked when he fought him? I don't know. Actually, I have no clue on that one. I think he wasn't. I think Charles Johnson got ranked a little bit after that. Or maybe I'm just stupid. Anyways, that was a good fight for Royval. He did beat Royval. It was a 3-rounder. And Pantoja has been fighting a bunch of 5-rounders. He's champ, so I mean, obviously he's going to be fighting a bunch of 5-rounders. But the thing is, stylistically, Royval and Pantoja are 2 different fighters. Royval, I mean, recently he's been wanting to strike. He decided to strike with Van. He didn't really pressure anything with the grappling at all in a 3-rounder fight. So that was very questionable. You know, you got 3 rounds to work with. Why not try to at least win? Maybe he wanted to make a statement against Joshua Van, which is realistically what happened. He wanted to make a statement, and the fight slipped past him, and Joshua Van beat him. Joshua Van, you know, he is the better striker than Brandon Royval, so that was a questionable thing for Royval to do. But anyways, Joshua Van beat Royval, the number 1 title contender. It was obvious Joshua Van was going to fight Pantoja next, and the fight got announced a couple days ago. So if Joshua Van beats him, paints Pantoja, that's going to be one of the biggest upsets in history, I'm going to be honest. Yes, Pantoja's getting up there in age. He did beat the 35-year-old Curse, but he's still at the end of age. But the thing is, on the other side of the end, Joshua Van is very young. And he kind of got pushed a little bit too far, in my opinion, a little bit too quick. He's been taking a lot of like quick turnaround fights. He did take the Bruno Silva fight versus the Brandon Royval fight was like a 1 month apart, if you don't remember that. But yes, granted, Joshua Van did beat Royval, but this is too much for Joshua Van, in my opinion. I do think Pantoja beats Van. 5-rounder, heavy grappler, tanked in Kaya Sakura, a knee flush on the chin. Just saying, I don't think Joshua Van is gonna have anything strong, like anything more impactful than that. Just saying, like, I don't think his boxing is gonna 1-punch KO Pantoja. Like, Pantoja's gonna eat like Joshua Van's best shots in there and keep on pushing, keep on digging for that takedown, for the single leg, this double, whatever he likes to do. I do think he's gonna take down Van and just beat him, if not submit him. This is too early for Joshua Van. Yes, he did Brandon Royval, a 3-rounder Brandon Royval that decided to strike with him. But I do think Pantoja is too much right now for Joshua Van. Yes, Joshua Van is hype. Don't get mad at me. You want Joshua Van to win. I would like Joshua Van to win. He's an exciting fighter. He boxes. But realistically, we don't live in a happy world where we get everything we want. Pantoja's gonna beat Van realistically. Like, I don't see it happening unless Pantoja decides to be stupid and just strike with Van. No takedowns for all 5 rounds. But anyways, like I said, whoever wins this fight, if Pantoja realistically wins, and Tatsuro wins, they're probably gonna do Tatsuro versus Pantoja realistically, because Pantoja already fought Moreno, he will fight Royval, he will fight Manuel Cape. Royval versus Manuel Cape, they're gonna fight as well in the main event. Like, I don't remember where exactly. I think it was another Apex event, I think. And the winner of that, if Royval wins that fight, they probably won't give it to Pantoja. But if Cape wins, they probably will for the rematch, because I don't know if you knew this, Pantoja and Cape already fought before Pantoja became champ. So, and he beat Manuel Cape. So let's just hope Joshua Van wins, just so we can get new matchups and more exciting fights at Flyweight. But like I said, realistically, Pantoja is gonna beat Van. But yeah, Tatsuro Taira, if he beats Moreno, that fight is gonna be there for him. He's gonna get the title shot next. But yeah, if Moreno wins, Tatsuro Taira is looking very... Tatsuro Taira is still very good. He can still improve. He's still very young. How old is he? He's like 25, 26, around there. He has like a couple years to improve. He's not in his prime physically as well, so think about that. He is gonna be losing to like a 1 or 2 of these guys. He only has like one. How many losses does Tatsuro Taira have in his resume? Like 1 or 2 losses, right? Only like his last fight, he beat Park, and then before that he lost to Royval. Like I said, that was also a close fight. Not a close fight. Royval obviously won that 3 rounds out of 2. But Royval, if Tatsuro is actually evolving and actually getting bigger and physically bigger, growing his fight IQ, actually drilling new moves, and actually studying his film against Moreno, I am confident Tatsuro Taira beats Moreno, because his grappling is very dominant, and he improves his striking. His striking was looking very not great against Royval. If he improves the striking, he will be a huge problem, not just for Moreno, not just for Royval, but also for Pantoja and Van. Tatsuro Taira is a very dangerous... He has very huge potential, what I'm trying to say. He has very crazy potential for a stylistic nightmare for every single guy at Flyweight. So yeah, those are my thoughts right now for this fight right here. It is a good fight. I would rather have this for a main event for like an Apex, or at least like Mexico or Japan. Yeah, we're gonna get this for probably in prelims, if not like one of the first fights of the main card. But yeah, those are my thoughts for this fight and in general of the whole Flyweight division and UFC 323. Hope you guys like the video. Like and subscribe. If you watched this far, please like and subscribe. Thank you guys for watching, and goodbye.